Okay, guys, welcome back to another episode of Combative Concepts. This video, we're going to show you another technique off of a two-punch combo. Refer to the last video that we showed that had a two-punch combo so you can see basically the entry of it and how the actual deflection works. I'll touch base on it for a second. So he's in a reverse stance, meaning that he's right hand strong, so he's right-handed with this opposed to being left-handed. He throws a jab and then a right cross. The ukanagashi happens. Then you get to here. Now, the one thing that I didn't emphasize so much on the last video is the retraction of the second hand. So this is punch, pull back, retraction, right? 1, 2. There's a retraction there which opens this hand up for a third strike to follow through. Boom, it hits. So it'd be more like kind of a left type of like hook punch, semi-hook punch. You don't want to wait around for that. So you have to enter in quick. If you don't, this is what happens. 1, 2, boom! You're just going to be going back to doing the same thing. 1, 2, 1. You know, then you're going to have to move to something else, but then that hand is probably going to more likely reach out and try to touch you. So you want to avoid the third punch from happening. So you have to attack those two first punches, get in, and execute the technique. With this technique, we're going to show this to where it's 1, 2 retraction. You're going to strike the temple, strike the mandible with a hammer fist, but notice how he tracks that hand. So one more time. 1, 2, retracts. You capture, strike, hook this over. From there, once you strike, it's not a, this isn't a whoa, Bruce Lee type of shit. This is, you're smashing, but then you're still having that there to where you can grab. So one more time. So 1, 2, strike. Notice how my hand is still there. From here, I can pull this in. As I do that, I'm going to try to rotate his head to where I come up with a knee strike right to his mandible, his jaw, even if his face is forward, hit him right in the mouth with the knee strike. At that point, you can push him through, like I did on the last video, and break this right over your thigh. Or if he gets into that position, lock him out with a finger lock, roll him over, whatever. People might think this is silly, but if you grab both fingers and you stretch them out and push down, you can roll, see how Bob's tapping? You can roll him over to the point where you have this. Let me get you to stand up just a little bit. If you can snake underneath, you can drop this down where you're choking him with your own body as you're pulling this up in an arm bar. Okay, so you have, come on up. That's a little bit more difficult, a little bit more advanced in a sense, so you want to look out for that. Just some things for food for thought. So again, 1, 2, retracts, strikes, hook the arm. You could also turn to get him in this position to where you can strike that knee. Okay? Once you strike that knee, you can sweep out that leg, take him right down to the ground, lock him up in this position, and then if you have to hit him to further stop the threat, you can, or you can stomp on that hand really quick and get out of dodge. Now remember, you're gonna have shoes on the street. Most guys wear like tactical boots or hiking boots, things like that. Some guys even wear regular work boots, It all depends on your style of fashion. Even with gym shoes, it doesn't matter. Somebody's hands flat on the ground. These are 2-inch thick mats, so these mats have some absorption. So stomping on his hand isn't going to hurt as much as your hand being placed on concrete and you're stomping that with your heel. The idea behind that is that you want to break his hand, so that's basically going to stop him from engaging more in the fight, number 1. Number 2, you want to inflict severe pain. So whether you break the hand or not, you want to send a message to him, letting him know that you're going to hit him further. So by stomping on his hand or on his fingers, that's minimal damage in a sense, opposed to life-threatening by stomping on their head. You're giving them an idea, don't mess with me. And that's also, from a legal standpoint, if it's self-defense and it's pure self-defense and you were in danger of your life or you were in clear and present danger of receiving imminent battery, in my opinion, I don't see a judge siding with the aggressor, because you're actually defending yourself. If that person never attacked you to begin with, this would have never happened. That is actually the lighter side of the technique of what you can do to actually stop the attacker. You can cause severe damage by stomping on the back of his head, possibly killing him. like I talked about in 2 other videos. So you want to be very mindful of that as well, that you want to think of other ways to incapacitate the attacker without having to go to that extra step. You only go to that extra step if your life depends on it. One more time, let's switch sides. So from here, he throws that punch, 1, 2, tracks, captures, strike. You can even get to the point here where you strike to the back of his neck, back of his head. You can knee strike forward, like I said. You can hook him down, or you can leg sweep him to where he goes down to the ground. And you could use this arm bar across your shin, or you can drop down and apply this with fingers. See how he's coming up at that point? Now you got to think that once you start applying this, he's going to start to move. So if he rolls over, you want to follow along with this technique and apply. Another good way of ending the fight, hammer fist right to his elbow. Whether you hyperextend or break, it's going to be enough that he's going to say, I don't want any more of this, hopefully. Remember, these techniques aren't done lightly. These techniques, you have to have that mindset that, are you going to be another statistic? Are you going to be the guy that's walking home? Or is this the guy that's going to be walking home? Remember, you're not the problem here. You're not the one that started the fight. This is real world self-defense for those people out there that are trying to hurt you. In my opinion, I don't go out looking for trouble. I'm not a bouncer anymore. I haven't been a bouncer in 2 years. So I'm not looking for shit to start. But if somebody starts with me, you bet your ass I'm going to finish it, and I'm going to leave them with a little care package that they're going to have for the rest of their life. Meaning they're going to be limping funny. They're only going to be able to see out of one eye. They're not going to be able to write their name the right way they used to, because I'm going to break their hand. I'm going to bust their elbow. I'm going to do whatever's necessary to make sure that I go home to my family. I'll deal with the court system later. First and foremost, my life, my safety, #1 priority. If my daughter, my wife are involved, you bet your ass I'm going to hurt you 10 times worse. Because if something happens to me, who's to say that something else or something more is going to happen to them? So, that's pretty much all I have to say about that. One more time. So, 2-punch combo, 1, 2, hook, right away, strike, spin, whatever. If you want a 10-con, stand up, strike. You can move in here, crush the knee if you had to, take him down to the ground, lock him up in this position, grab fingers, hammer fist to the bridge of his nose, whatever you want. The initial opening of the technique is the 2 deflections, hooking the arm, and then the strike. So, that's it for this video. We hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you on the next video.